Hello viewers, welcome to today's edition of Mathematics Simplified. If this is your first time coming to this channel, my name is Mr. Benga Israel. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel so that you can always get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thanks for watching. Let's get started. The topic for today's class is laws of indices. Let's now begin with law 1. Given p raised to power x multiplied by p raised to power y, that is, under multiplication, we are adding the powers together. That is p raised to power x plus y. For example, given 7 raised to power minus 3 multiplied by 7 raised to power 5. Take the common base 7, then add the powers minus 3 and 5 together. Minus 3 added to 5 gives us 2, which is 7 squared, and that is 49. Let's now go to another example under this law. Given 8x raised to power minus 4 multiplied by 5x raised to power 7. Start by multiplying 8 by 5 in a separate bracket. 8 multiplied by 5 x. Then add the powers minus 4 and 7 together. And that gives you 40 x. Minus 4 added to 7 gives us 3. Let's now move on to another example under this law. Given 3 multiplied by 10 raised to power minus 5 times 2 multiplied by 10 raised to power 9. Start by multiplying 3 by 2 in a separate bracket. Then take the common base 10. And then add the powers minus 5 and 9. 3 multiplied by 2 gives us 6. Minus 5 added to 9 gives us 4. 10 raised to power 4 gives us 10,000. 10,000 multiplied by 6 gives us 60,000. Let's now move on to the next law, which is law 2, under the laws of indices. Law 2. Given p raised to power x divided by p raised to power y. This is law of division where we subtract the powers. That is p raised to power x minus y. For example, ten raised to power 4 divided by 10 raised to power 2. Take the common base 10. Then subtract the powers from each other under law of division. So we have 10 squared, which is 100. Let's go to another example under this law. Given 96x raised to power 8 divided by 24x raised to power 5. Start by dividing 96 by 24. Take the common base x, then subtract the powers from each other. Remember, under law of division, we are subtracting the powers. 24 goes to 96 4 times. That is 4x raised to power 3. Let's now move on to another example under this law. Given 64 multiplied by 10 raised to power 7 divided by 16 multiplied by 10 raised to power 4. Start by dividing 64 by 16. Divided by 16. Take the common base 10. Then subtract 4 from 7. Remember, under division, we are subtracting the powers. 16 goes in 64, 4 times. 7 minus 4 gives us 3. 10 raised to the power 3 gives us 1,000. 1,000 multiplied by 4 gives us 4,000. Let's move on to another law. Law 3. P raised to the power 0 is 1. This is the law that states any number raised to the power 0 equals 1. For example, 101 raised to the power 0 is 1. 10,001 raised to the power 0 is 1. N raised to the power 0 is 1. Let's move to law 4. Law 4. PQ all raised to the power k. If we open the bracket, we are going to have P raised to the power k multiplied by Q raised to the power k. For example, four xy raised to the power 3, all raised to the power 4. Open the bracket by placing the power 4 outside on each of the terms inside the bracket. Four raised to the power 4 gives us 256. Then x raised to the power 4, then y raised to the power 12. That is 3 multiplied by 4 gives us 12. Given minus 7 into bracket minus n raised to the power 2 multiplied by n raised to the power 5 divided by minus n raised to the power 4. Start by opening the bracket. So we have minus 7 into bracket So how do you get n squared? Minus n squared means minus n times minus n, which is n squared. So take note, the two minus will cancel each other. So that is how we have n squared. The same thing happens here. Minus n raised to the power 4. Because the power is even, it turns the negative to positive. Minus n times minus n times minus n times minus n. You will discover that the 4 minus signs will have cancelled each other. Will have cancelled one another. So the next thing is to divide n raised to the power 4 into n raised to the power 5. And when you divide it, it will remain just n raised to the power 1. And when you add the powers 1 and 2 together, you will have n raised to the power 2 plus 1. Which is minus 7n raised to the power 3. So let's move on to another example. Simplify. Minus 5 m squared n raised to the power 4 all raised to the power 3. Start by opening the bracket. As you can see, the power outside is an odd power. So it's not going to affect the minus. When you cube minus 5, you still get negative. Minus 5 times minus 5 times minus 5. That is minus 125. So minus 5 raised to the power 3 is minus 125. minus 125, n raised to the power 6, n raised to the power 12. Let's now move on to the next law. Law 6, given P over Q all raised to the power minus 1. How do we simplify this? Simply roll the fraction. Turn the fraction upside down, and the power will change to positive, from negative to positive. That is, by rolling it, it changes to Q over P. For example, four over 5 raised to the power minus 2. Let's roll the fraction. That's how we simplify it. Roll the fraction, and the power will change to positive 2. As you can see, when the fraction is rolled, the the negative power changes to positive power. The scale of 5 gives us 25. The scale of 4 gives us 16. Let's now move on to another example under this law. Simplify 81 over 25, all raised to the power minus half. What can we do to simplify it? Simply roll the fraction, and the power will change to positive half from negative half. Roll the fraction, and that gives you 25 over 81. Your power half is a square root. Square root of 25 is 5, and square root of 81 is 9. So as you can see, 2 cancels 2, 2 cuts 2 here. So we have 5 over 9. Another example under this law, simplify 81 over 24, all raised to the power minus 2 over 3. We still do the same thing. Roll the fraction and change the power. Change the sign of the power. By rolling the fraction, we have 24 over 81. Then the power will change to positive 2 over 3. This tells you we have a cube root to find. When you have over 3 in the power, it tells you you have a cube root to find. And it seems we don't have perfect cubes in the fraction, but we do have perfect cubes. By reducing the fraction to its lowest form, to its lowest term, you will discover you have some perfect cubes here. For example, let's look for, let's reduce the fraction. You can divide both terms, both numbers in this fraction by, let's say, by 3. 3 goes to 34. 8 times 3 goes in 81. 27 times. That is, 8 and 27 are perfect cubes, so they have cube roots. Cube root of 8 is 2, and the cube root of 27 is 3. What are we saying? So we've turned our 8 to 2 raised to the power 3, multiplied by 2 over 3. Also, we change our 27 to 3 raised to the power 3, then times the power, which is 2 over 3. So 3 cuts 3, 3 cuts 3. So we are left with 2 squared over 3 squared. So let's move to the next example. So we treat more questions under our practice questions section. Let's go to law 7. That is the law of inverse. N raised to the power minus 1 is equal to 1 over n. That is law of inverse. Let's check, for example. 4 raised to the power minus 3. According to this law of inverse, so we change it to 1 over 4. According to that law. And what is 4 cubed? Let's do more examples on that. Simplify 125 raised to the power minus 2 over 3. How do we do that? Simply change it to 1 over 125. According to that law, when you have power, when you have negative power there, so change it to 1 over. That's law of inverse. Law of inverse. You can change 125 to 5 raised to the power 3 because of the cube root. Three cut 3. So what's left here? 1 over 5 squared, which is 1 over 25. 1 over 25. Let's go to the next law. Law 8. Given a raised to the power x over y is equal to b raised to the power m over n. If that is the given equation, simply do it this way. If you have to find the value of a in a given equation, then transfer the power x over y to the other side. When it comes there, the fraction will roll itself, as you can see, from x over y to y over x. The fraction, the power of this term will roll itself when it gets to this side. So a will be equal to b raised to the power m over n, then multiplied by no more x over y, but now y over x. That's how you solve that kind of an equation. For example, given k raised to the power 3 over 2 equals 125. And you have to find the value of k. So just do it the way we explained in the law. You are going to transfer the power of k, which is 3 over 2. Transfer the power of k to the other side. By the time it comes there, it changes to 2 over 3. No more 3 over 2. Remember to change 125 to its index form, which is 5 raised to the power 3. So k will be equal to, when we transfer 3 over 2 to this side, it will not be 3 over 2 again. It will roll to 2 over 3. And 3 cuts 3. And k gives us 25, that is 5 squared. Law 9. If p raised to the power x equals p raised to the power y, then x equals y. The rule is to ignore the base and then equate the powers. For example, solve the equation 1 over 625 raised to the power minus 2x plus 1 equals 125 raised to the power minus 4x. So we start by changing 1 over 625 to index form, which is 5 raised to the power minus 4. Five raised to the power minus 4 into bracket minus 2x plus 1 equals, then we change 125 to 5 raised to the power 3. Five raised to the power 3 into bracket minus 4x. Now it is time to ignore the base according to this law. 5 cut 5. Then open the bracket, equate the powers, then open the bracket. Minus 4 multiplies minus 2x, that gives you positive 8x. Minus times minus will give you plus. Minus 4 multiplies plus 1, that gives you minus 4. Also, 3 multiplies minus 4x, that gives you minus 12x. Now let's collect the like terms. Transfer minus 12x to the left side, and that changes to plus 12x. So we have x plus 12x. Also transfer minus 4 to to the right side of the equation, that changes to positive 4. Now 8x plus 12x, that gives you 20x. 20x equals 4. Divide both sides by let's say, you can use 4 to divide both sides of the equation. That is 4 in 20, that is 5. Then 4 goes in 4 one time. So if we divide both sides by 5, you have x equals 1 over 5. Let's go to the next law, which is law 10. Law 10. If p raised to power x equals q raised to power x, then p equals q. The rule with this law is that we should ignore the powers and then equate the base. For example, find x if 1 over x raised to power 3 equals 1 over 125. The next thing you should do is change 1 over 125 to index form, which is 1 over 5 all raised to power 3. So we're having on the left side of the equation 1 over x all raised to power 3, and on the right side of the equation 1 over 5 all raised to power 3. So we can simply ignore the powers according to the law and then equate the base. 3 cot 3. One over x equals 1 over 5. The next thing is to roll each fraction on each side of the equation. Roll 1 over x, that changes to x. Roll 1 over 5, that changes to 5. That means x equals 5 gives the solution to the equation. Let's do another example under this law. Another example under law 10. If x cubed equals 64 into bracket 1 over 512, find the value of x. Start by changing 64 and 512 to index form. 64 gives us 8 squared and 512 is 8 cubed. So x cubed equals 64 is now 8 squared multiplied by 1 over 8 cubed. Remember your 512 is now 8 cubed. Let's now divide 8 squared into 8 cubed. When 8 squared divides into 8 cubed, what we having left is just 8. So we're having 1 over 8 on the right side of the equation. And 1 over 8 is 1 over 2 raised to power 3. 1 over 8 is 1 over 2 all raised to power 3. You should agree with me that 1 over 2 raised to power 3 is the same as 1 over 8. 1 raised to power 3 is 1. 2 raised to power 3 is 8. Now that we have the powers being the same, it agrees with this law. We can ignore the powers now and equate the base. So 3 cot 3 and x equals half. In our next class, we shall treat past questions. But before then, remember to subscribe to this channel so that you can get notified when we upload the next video. Thanks for watching.